I'm David Costa at the Scriber Public Library, and today I'll be reading you this week's edition of the Terrace Bay Scriber News. Stories of local history recorded in Terrace Bay. From July 18th to the 20th, a team of sociolinguistic researchers from the University of Toronto came to the Terrace Bay Public Library to hear stories from locals and learn more about the community, with interviews taking place in the meeting, programming, and archives room. The purpose of the project was to document stories of the North Shore, explore and discover the uniqueness of small communities up north like Terrace Bay, and put northwestern Ontario on the map. Several local residents were willing to take the time to share personal stories, memories, and experience of growing up in Terrace Bay, including moose encounters, sightings of northern lights, and the building of the museum. These stories were documented using high-quality digital audio recorders. From there, the stories will be given to the library to be archived for future research and studies of the history of Terrace Bay, while preserving the confidentiality of the speakers. Plenty of preparation went into what would be a remarkable project, including researching places like Terrace Bay to visit and learn about, talking with head librarians and museum directors, talking to locals, and setting up interviews. With amazing stories, unique words and expressions, and a great team of researchers, the project was successful and went remarkably well. Terrace Bay Public Library CEO Mary DeChatelet commented, "It was a great pleasure to work with Professor Tagliamonte and her team on this initiative. The local people who agreed to be interviewed helped move along their research and as well gave the library a great gift of local history being recorded. Their time and the telling of their stories is greatly appreciated." Scriber Discovery Center Grand Opening. On July 16th, 2022, the Township of Scriber was able to celebrate the grand opening of the Discovery Center, an event that was about 3 years in the making. The Discovery Center, located on Highway 17, just down from Walker's Lake Hill, features artifacts collected and donated over the years, lovingly put together by Scriber resident Ray Jeanette. The Corporation of the Township of Scriber was also pleased to present the first ever Northern Star Award to Ray Jeanette for leadership, reliability, and dedication. For guidance and perseverance through darkness, keep shining, Scribers brighter with your light. Township CAO Clerk Diaz got the inspiration in creating the award from the star in Township logo and wanted to tie in our connection to the North. Mr. Diaz really liked the symbolism of the North Star providing direction, navigation in darkness, and serving as a fixture of constancy. While Scriber typically does a Citizen of the Year and Senior Citizen of the Year award, this award is to recognize those few individuals whose virtues in leadership and guidance led to a tremendous contribution to the Township of Scriber. A walk through the museum part of the center leads to another rail car, which features a virtual train ride with a movie that lets you experience a fatal train crash over 100 years ago. With dignitaries and residents present for the ribbon-cutting ceremony, Scriber CAO Clerk Nathan Diaz had this to say about the long-awaited event. "I was reflecting on the quote, 'Never let the things you want make you forget all the things you have.' We all have desires and wants, but we have to make sure we are not ignoring the things we already own because we are too busy chasing things we wish we had." As in the lyrics of Joni Mitchell's song Big Yellow Taxi, "Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone?" Sometimes human nature leaves us to only realize what's most valuable when that which is most valuable is lost. The Train Museum at the Scriber Discovery Center is a beautiful analogy to that idea, as many of the pieces in the museum were everyday and ordinary objects, your telephone, washing machine, luggage, or a beverage menu from a passenger train. This begs the question, what gives value to the everyday and ordinary things you deal with now? And in relation to the work I do, what gives value to the everyday and ordinary in a small community? I was reading an article by Edward T. McMahon, a nationally renowned U.S. authority on community planning and urban design. In his article, Secrets of Successful Small Communities, he explores why some small towns prosper while others suffer from disinvestment, loss of identity, and abandonment. McMahon questions why some communities can maintain their historic character and quality of life while others have lost the features that once gave them distinction and appeal. He wondered how communities could continue to grow without losing their heart and soul. The key was to see value in retaining a community's small town way of life, historic character, scenic beauty, and sense of community. This value is generated from the unique and distinctive characteristics of the community, from its architecture, history, natural surrounding, and homegrown businesses. The creation of a new and different identity or the pursuit of a one size fits all or cookie cutter approach to community development does not work. As summarized by McMahon, 21st century economic development focuses on what a community has rather than what it doesn't. Consider tourism, for example. The more any community comes to look just like every other community, the less reason there is to visit. On the other hand, the more a community does to protect and enhance its uniqueness, whether natural or architectural, the more people will want to visit. Tourism is about visiting places that are different, unusual, and unique. If every place was just like every place else, there would be no reason to go to any place. Back to my first point, isn't it just all too easy to overlook the value in what we already have? When pursuing an economic development strategy for Scriber, I'm glad that the Scriber Discovery Center was the direction we headed. Never let the things you want make you forget the things you already have. What we wanted was to get visitors to stop in town. What we did not forget is the value of the strengths of our natural heritage, history, culture, and stories. The approach we have taken is to build a future with the unique elements and characteristics that make us special. The Scriber Discovery Center stands here today as a testament to value in what's too often perceived as the everyday and ordinary. We have not just built a building, but a monument and record of Scriber's natural heritage, history, culture, and stories so that their meaning and value may never be forgotten or overlooked. After all, it is impossible to know where you are headed without reflecting on where you came from. Never take for granted the value of your heritage, your roots, and your stories. The Terrace Bay Scriber News is looking for community contributors. The Terrace Bay Scriber News and the Nipawin Red Rock Gazette are always looking for community contributions to help keep their communities up to date on the day-to-day goings-on. Community contributions can be as simple as a great picture you took, either scenic or maybe just of something in your town. Of course, a descriptive sentence is always appreciated. Community organizations, groups, and even businesses that wish to showcase things they have accomplished, things they are doing, ongoing activities, good news stories, bad news stories, or anything in between. There is no guarantee a submission will be printed. Some submissions may appear in the Terrace Bay Scriber News and the Nipawin Red Rock Gazette. Email community contributions to tbsnews@yahoo.com or nipawingazette@shaw.ca. You can purchase subscriptions online and access digital content by going to tbsnews.ca. My Backyard Blueberry Update 2022. Well, blueberries are back. After a dismal year last year, the berry bushes are making up for a lost season. There are large, hand-pickable ripe blueberries with a lot more in the various ripening stages. Blueberries are big for this time of year due to the increased water. The bush is still pretty moist, so all looks good for a good, long-lived blueberry picking season. There is an abundance of wild strawberries this year, hitting ripeness now. Much larger than other years, it seems, with large clusters of berries making them easier to pick. Saskatoon berries are coming into their ripeness over the next week or two, so keep your eyes out for them. Be sure to check out the entertainment section for this week's crossword and weekly horoscopes. Rrib Powwow. A 3-day Opwaga-Nissining powwow on the Lake Helen Powwow grounds was a huge success, even with a blistering hot Saturday. The focus is always a cultural, social event bringing participants from across northwestern Ontario. This year, one of the MCs, Kathy Fobister, walked the grounds talking to people and asking where visitors were from. Switzerland was one of the most distant, bringing Janine and Kevin Mueller to the powwow and extremely excited to be part of this afternoon. Others came from across Canada, Sunshine Coast in BC to provinces on the East Coast. Each year, the colorful regalia of the people, especially the dancers, seemed to be more elaborate. Some with colors with a meaning to others, with colors that are just favorites of the wearer. No photo, but one dancer awed those present with a black bearskin on her back. Saturday and Sunday, the powwow opened with the grand entry of drums, flagstaffs, and dancers. On Sunday, the entry broke tradition, having the youth dancers first, followed by the women and then the men. This year has followed the theme Every Child Matters. This year, visitors were encouraged to take photos and videos of the grand entry. Aware still of the possibility of COVID, communities throughout the Anishinaabe Nation prepared for the powwow season. Being an integral way for life, they provide social relief, economic development opportunities, renewed kinship, and a safe space. The sacred songs, dance, and regalia are ceremonial aspects to the culture and have been kept alive now for decades. Artisans, dancers, and drummers were excited to be able to take part in full powwow events this year, allowing a show of skills and talents. The booths that display and sell many of the native crafts included a wide variety, from art pieces to beadwork to food and clothing. Host drum was Northern Cree, co-host Little Creek, and MCs Todd, Gino, and Kathy Fobister. You can find the community calendar on page 7 of this week's issue. Here's a story from the 2000 edition of the Terrace-based Scriber News. Celebrating Scriber's Heritage with Christmas in July. Scriber Heritage Days 2000, Christmas in July, got off to a good start on Friday, July 14th, with opening ceremonies at the Lake Superior High School ball field, hosted by the Scriber Heritage and Tourism Committee. Visitors and residents had the opportunity to take advantage of a number of events and reunions during the Heritage celebrations. An evening of entertainment followed the grand opening with a baseball game between the California Cuties, who beat out the Scriber team 5-3. This event was hosted by the Scriber Parks and Recreation Committee. The traditional lighting of the Christmas tree took place later in the evening, and the lights remained burning until the close of the Heritage Day 2000 on Sunday, July 23rd. As festivals continued on Saturday, July 15th, spectators were treated to a mixed slow-pitch invitational baseball tournament. Locals and visitors alike took advantage of the many town-wide yard sales. The new outdoor rank and bocce ball facility was officially opened and turned over to the Township of Scriber. The new name of the new facility is the Scriber Fun Park. Saturday concluded with a children's youth dance hosted by the Scriber Public School Grade 8 Fundraising Committee and an adult dance hosted by the Scriber Mixed Slow Pitch. Sunday's activities continued at the ball field, and a children's roller hockey tournament continued at the Scriber Fun Park. An outdoor mass and social was hosted by Holy Angels Roman Catholic Church, and the congregation was welcomed by Bishop Frederick J. Colley. A Sunday worship was held at St. Andrew's United Church. The congregation welcomed the Harmony Youth Choir from the Pine Grove United Church in Thunder Bay. The choir performed an enthusiastic musical titled The Rock Slinger and His Greatest Hits. Refreshments and a social followed the service. Once again, this year a 1918 Church of England service was held at St. John's Anglican Church. The service was based on the 1918 edition of the Book of Common Prayer. A barbecue lunch followed the service. Sunday concluded with the Monster Bingo hosted by the Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 109. On Monday, July 17th, the Relay 2000 with water carriers, Mayor Bob Krause and Olympian Dominic Fellain made its way through town with the ceremony taking place at the ball field. A children's bicycle rodeo was held at the Scriber Arena, hosted by the Ontario Provincial Police. On Tuesday, July 18, the Scriber Vignettes took place at the Scriber Public Library, hosted by the Scriber Public Library and Archives. The public had the opportunity to view the archive and photo collection on Scriber's early history. Saturday concluded with the Soccer Challenge 2000, with the 1901 William Wade-Lander Warriors beating out Scriber's Little Italy 5-3. Wednesday, July 19th was a full day with Spadoni Home Furniture hosting Remembering Our Heritage, with Bill Needham and Darcy Furlonger presenting a model train display and 401 photos depicting a history of Scriber in the 1940s and 50s. The Cask Isle Hiking Club hosted a hike to Gwyn Mountain, and the Scriber Public Library hosted the Children and Adult Bocce Ball Tournament at the St. Andrew's Church lawn. Friday wound up with the Voyager restaurant hosting the very popular Greek night. Patrons were treated to a wide selection of delicious, traditional Greek food. On Thursday, July 20th, Superior Credit Union celebrated its 50th anniversary with a barbecue at Cenotaph Park. Collingwood Court celebrated their 20th anniversary. The official ribbon cutting ceremony was held at Collingwood Court with Mayor Bob Kraus officiating. Father Antoni Fujarzik gave the blessing. Seniors from Thunder Bay were bussed up for the event. 20-year residents of Collingwood, Saima Willoughby and Marge McKenna, joined Mayor Kraus, Cosmo Filane, and Harold McParlin in the ribbon cutting ceremony. Thursday's events wound down with the popular Scrabber Fireman's Junior Firefighting competition at the Scrabber Ballfield. Friday, July 21st, was a full day of events with the Holy Angel School 1970 Grade 8 graduating class reunion. A kite day hosted by the Summer Fun program took place in the afternoon with high-flying kite fun for the children. The Christmas in July block barbecues got off to a wet start with a rainy day. Special luncheons held throughout the week by various groups were well attended. Scrabber Heritage and Tourism Committee Chairperson Ray Jeanette said he was pleased with the turnout for Heritage Days this year. It was great to hear our business people talk about how busy they were during the many events. I had the opportunity to speak to people from all over the world that were passing through the community. Many of them were very impressed with the Christmas in July festivals and stayed to enjoy the many events. Mayor Bob Kraus greeted a lot of visitors in person and took them on a town-wide tour. Hats off to the people of Scrabber for welcoming our new friends and showing them what Scrabber's hospitality is all about. Thank you for watching this week's edition of the Terrace-based Scrabber News. Please support community newspapers by purchasing a subscription.